Great morning, great morning, great morning. I am Nicole D. Jones, and I am just happy and grateful for another day. I'm happy and grateful for life. I say it every week. I don't take days for granted. I don't take life for granted. I don't take you for granted. So I'm happy and grateful for you. And I want to remind you that you are healthy, you are wealthy, you are prosperous. Everything your hands go to touch, it must, it shall, and it will manifest, prosper, and grow great things because you are great. You're created out of greatness. I keep telling y'all, we're triune beings. We're supernatural in a natural space. We're spirit with soul wrapped in flesh. So you are perfect, okay? Because you were created out of perfection, but we're striving for it, all right? We're striving. There's never been a moment where Jehovah God has an expectation of us being perfect, but he does expect us to get up every day and walk out purpose. All right. If you are on this call, you are purpose. There's a purpose why you're here. All right. So meal prep Monday. And I know I told y'all earlier in the year, I'm going to beat a dead horse because this is just where I'm at in my journey. But I firmly believe that this life is simple. But what's simple to do is also simple not to do. And it is the journey that is complex. Okay. Let me turn this off. Y'all forgive me. I have my fan going because, I be these little heat flashes, teaching me about me. But so this journey, it's the journey that's complex, okay? Life is simple. It's simple. How it was created, our purpose, simple. But what's simple to do is also simple not to do. But I'm very honest and transparent. And I told you that I believe this is a season of crushing, but God never breaks us. He just stretches us. He's stretching our capacity so that we can gain more territory. The promises. God is a God of principle, all right? But when it doesn't feel good and when things are happening and it just seems like it's so much, I had to ask myself, what is this journey trying to build in me right now? All right. Because I know we talk about life lessons and things like that, but if I believe that I'm being crushed, not to be broken, if I believe that my capacity is expanding, if I believe that there's a stretching, what am I supposed to be learning right now? All right. Right now, for me, pain is real, loss is real, but I have to be intentional. I am intentional not to grieve like the world, but grieve with hope. All right. So if I know that this pain I feel is real, the losses that I'm suffering is real, I have to know purpose is real too. All right. I it's meal prep Monday. It's Memorial Day. Um, all these different feelings, we just, my brother in love just passed. We just getting back home. I mean, a roller coaster of emotions, trying to be strong. In the midst of it, something comes up, reminds me of my dad. But it's like we have to get to a place where we shift our focus on what is this journey trying to build in us right now. Okay. So listen, what's it doing? If we believe that this life happens for us and not to us, then everything that you may be going through right now, if it feels good or if it doesn't, forgive me, if it feels good or if it doesn't, all right, these are feelings, these are emotions. Everything is for your growth, all right? It all comes together and it works out for your good, okay? May not feel like it while we're going through it. It doesn't feel like it. But by faith, I believe until I know. All right? By faith, because there's a spirit of faith, there's a spirit of belief, and there's a spirit of knowing. Because we don't wrestle with flesh and blood. We don't fight with one another. Okay? It's not what we do. We're supernatural in a natural space. But when this journey is journeying, if that's a word, As people say, life is lifing. I'm getting away from that because either I believe life is simple or I don't. But the journey, that's where the complexity is. That's where the challenges come. That's where, the stretching takes place. If I believe it all works together for my good when I'm in the middle of it, when I'm in feeling anxious, when I'm in feeling sorrowful, when I'm in the pain, I gotta be able to shift and ask myself, what are you trying to build in me right now? Because for me, and you got to remember, our time is not God's time. Okay? We got to get ourselves and our perspective out of the box. We got to take Jehovah God out the box. All right? And this doesn't happen overnight. But one thing that I'm learning in my crushing season, it happens quicker if I'm more intentional. Y'all catch that, all right? So what's happening in this simple life of mine, all right? I believe that the journey is now pushing me to grow. I'm growing, all right? It's allowing me to put things in perspective of what truly matters. God is a relational God, so you're relational. Even if you're the type, I'm introvert, I don't have to fool with nobody. Listen, God is a relational God, so he's given us relationship for purpose. You can't pick your parents. You can't pick your kinfolk. You can't pick none of that. Some things are put into your life purposefully, all right? But when we're in this space, we've got to be willing to wake up. We got to be willing to recognize what matters to God in our journey and then line it up with what matters to us. Okay? So here's the thing. Right now, for me, in my processing, I believe that growth is coming. I believe that he's shifting my priorities. He's making me more aware because that's always something that I've wrestled with. He's also revealing to me strength that I didn't even realize I had. Now, I'll come on here and I'll encourage you all and I'll say, peace and joy. That's where I want to hang out, right? I want to stay in the peace that surpasses all of my natural understanding. I tell you, the joy of the Lord is my strength. But if I'm honest with you, because I say it, by faith, I believe it, but I'm in a spirit of knowing at this point that the joy of Jehovah is my strength. Jehovah Shalom is real. Peace is real. Okay? If I was not in this space, because this is the thing we got to understand. It's Meal Prep Monday, and I'm trying to help you. I keep telling you, this journey is strategic to try to, Satan strategically tries to make you fail. So it's driplets and drops, all right? So he wants things to happen to trigger your trauma. Okay? I go all the way to Michigan. There's a loss in the Jones family, right? My husband loses his brother. So they're doing a slideshow. Where would I think I would see a picture of my dad in what I'm going to support? I'm going to support the Joneses. I'm going to support my husband, his siblings, my sister-in-law, all of that. So now, boom, I wasn't expecting it. All right. Anyone in the room heard me gasp. It was just like, okay. So now I'm trying to get myself together because what is it? He can only battle us in the mind. So he's like, okay, you strong, you holding steady, you staying positive, you're still pouring. Let me hit her in the jugular. Meal Prep Monday. We've got to understand that there's a strategic in this journey. There's things that strategically begin to happen. All right. So that when you're vulnerable in a place, it just wants you to spiral down. But can I remind you today that the enemy and all his tactics is your footstool. So step on it so that you can step up. All right. I don't care what you're going through. Keep getting up. All of me wanted to walk out, fall in the other room in fetal position because it's real. The pain that I feel about my dad is real. All right. But I don't grieve like the world. I grieve with hope. So we've got to understand that things come and they come to scratch things. Each one of us have Band-Aids. Each one of us have a wound. Each one of us. Now, here's the thing. Why am I saying this to you? Because in the midst of your storm, because I told y'all last week when it rained, I told y'all, next time it rains, because I know it's been raining in Georgia, go out and dance in the rain. It sounds crazy, all right? But do you know that you have the power to command the storms in your life? I can't stop the rain, but I can command it. And I can dictate what it does to me. So even naturally, if you go and you dance in the rain. Now, if you was in Georgia, I'm glad you didn't do it last night because it was a whole lightning storm. I ain't saying being foolish, all right? But what I'm saying is we've got to understand that when we learn to pull inward out, we control the outward in. So yes, you get wet, but it is your choice on what the wetness does to you. Some people get all wet and they worried about their hair, so they frustrated, irritated, because now, all that money they done paid is jacked up. Or do we go in it and we look at it as a refreshing? Because water is also refreshing. Can we view it? What do you feel like when you're in a shower? It's a cleansing, all right? It's all perspective. I said do it so that you could realize that you really are in control of all things that come to you naturally, all right? So listen, what's he trying to build in me right now, all right? He's showing me I have strength. He's allowing me to love deeper, to live freer, to speak louder, and to understand that this life truly is a vapor, y'all. It's like a vapor. The number one personal growth and self-development book, I keep telling you, no matter what you're doing to be the best version of you unapologetically, you got to pick up the Bible, all right? It's in the Word. But when it hits your door, do you know the hardest thing the hardest thing in these last 2 weeks, the hardest thing for me is waking up, realizing that no matter how much pain I may feel, the world don't care and time doesn't stop. Period. Okay? So I can either get caught in that and be bitter, be sad, be all these negative things, these things that don't line up with my true me, or I can be intentional to take those things and make them an affirmation for me. All right? I'm so happy and grateful now that I am light. I'm so happy and grateful now that I love my family while I give them their roses while I can, while they're alive. I'm so happy and grateful now. It's a choice to shift your perspective because you know that the battlefield, the only place you're battled is in the mind, okay? You got to be intentional. This Meal Prep Monday, why am I saying this? Yes, I suffered loss. Yes, it's bringing up residue of other losses. Yes, today is a little somber. Today's Memorial Day. So now everywhere I go, I'm hearing this, I'm that, It's different when you become a part of it. I celebrated Veterans Day until 3 years ago. I ain't celebrate this. It came, it was a holiday, it was a paid day for me. It hit different now. All right. All that stuff is real. And I'm not negating it, but I'm intentional today. I done put a call in. I'm intentional to plan out my day so that my glass stay half full and not half empty. All right. We've got to be intentional when we're weathering storms. Even in the weathering, you still gotta put you first long enough that you know your safe places, you know the things that make you feel good, you know your bandwidth, and you take your outs and your breaks. Okay? So, what am I saying? This journey, it can't break you. I know you feel sometimes like it is. Sometimes you feel like you toe up from the floor up in your broken pieces. But you got to know the journey can't break you, but you can allow it to perfect you. You can allow it. It's proper processing in your journey. Okay? What are we going to do? We're going to shift our mindset. All right? Nothing in this journey is to punish you, but it is to position you. All right? Meal plan. You are your meal plan. What's the mind? What's the M? Mindset. Okay? You got to know that pain has purpose. No matter how it feels, it's purposeful. Why? Because you have a purposeful life. You are purpose. We got to come and accept the reality that it's usually through discomfort. It is through discomfort that most of our growth takes place. We grow more when we're uncomfortable. We can't want to get comfortable where we are. Do you not understand that you're royalty? Do you not understand that you're wealthy, that you're healthy, that you're prosperous, that wealth comes from within? We can't get comfortable because we're not mediocre. Okay? Mindset. Just know that your original DNA, your original kingship, I told you we're all dual citizenships. We're kingdom first. Heaven doesn't waste anything. All right? Nothing that we go through is wasted. So we have to be intentional not to waste it here. All right? We're not going to do that. We got to allow the weathering, the storms, the not so feel good moments to be a teacher. Okay? This the education part. This the E. We got to allow this journey to teach us. We've got to learn to be a student. All right? We can't always want to be the professor. You've got to be a student. You've got to be able to submit. All right? Submission, humility. This is why you got to know your safe places. You got to know the mentors in your life. You got to know the path that you're walking so that when these things happen, you can stay a student. You got to keep accountability. All right? You got to keep accountability. Who is in your life in this part of your journey? Who's here? Who is there to keep accountability? These calls are just accountability. So even if you don't get on, I don't care if it's one person or a million. All right? It's just accountability. When you want accountability, if y'all honest with yourself, y'all go ghost on a sister. But when you start feeling some kind of way, or you want to know what's going on with me or whatever, you'll jump back in. It's cool. I don't even take it personal. I don't even say it with shade. The whole purpose of Monday morning mindset is accountability. So you utilize it. All right? You got to know where to go, where it's safe for you to feed your soul. That's why you got to be connected to a body of believers. Online church ain't enough, because Jehovah God said, forsake not the assembling of the brethren. All right. We don't go to church to be giddy and gaddy and religious. We go to learn how to build relationship on his foundation. Do it because he said so. Do it for the supernatural reasons, not the natural. Get off that soapbox, Nicole. Listen, accountability, lifestyle. What's the L? When we do these things, we can literally live like we have received power. I was talking to somebody, then I'm gonna let you go. I was talking to someone, and we were talking about finances, but I was telling her, because I said, God doesn't need your money, but he does need your discipline. So it's tax season. Tax season just passed. You know, many received refunds. And for those who did, it's easy to like name your dollars. See, you should be naming your money anyway. You should be telling it what it's going to do to manifest. If you believe that you can call the money from the north, the south, the east, and the west, then the money that you have, you should know how to steward well if you want more to come. Okay. So we get these refunds, and, you know, when it's on paper, we have all that we're going to do with it. Everything that we know we're going to do with it, right, till it comes. So this particular person, I was just like, you know, you put that money away like you said you was. And she, you know, so in my head, I already knew she wasn't going to, but it's okay. You know, we it's all good. But I was thinking, well, she's going to do at least a certain amount. So when she told me she didn't, she's like, oh, you know, I had to catch up. And I said, you know, we always living in the catch up. You always catching up to something. You always paying something. It's always a bill due. Even if you pay your house off, you still got to pay taxes. So you're always catching up. You're always paying. So you can't look at it like that. And I had to tell her, like, you know that God doesn't need your money, but he does need your discipline. Because how can he trust you with more if you're not disciplined enough to handle what you have? Why do I say this, and why am I ending here? Because your lifestyle will show it. So this is the thing. This is why Habakkuk 2:2-4 is so important. This is why writing the vision, making it plain, so that those around that see it can run with it. I'm paraphrasing. Because at its appointed time, it shall come to pass. Meal Prep Monday. While you're going through what you're going through, you got to learn how to write the vision. That's why we're going to revisit it in June. You got to learn how to go back. You got to write the vision. What did I tell you? You're writing the vision based off of the end, not where you've been and not where you are. Okay? Because you write it from the end so that you make it plain so that you can be it now. All right? If you believe that you are a millionaire, you begin to live in it now. Millionaire status is not based on the money in the bank. It's based on you. It's based on your discipline. It's based on your character. It's based on your integrity. All those things are there. It's not tied to money. So you begin to steward yourself now so that you can walk it out. Right? This is the same thing. Okay? Because there's nothing natural that will go to heaven with us. Your money ain't going, your clothes ain't going, people ain't going, nothing. But it's what is the word? We're building, we're perfecting our soul. We're walking out, and we're walking out the blessings. We're being a blessing. We're walking out our true self to kill our false self. All right? So in the midst of whatever's going on, that doesn't change. A sister hurt. My feelings hurt. All right? But at the end of the day, it does not stop my purpose. It does not. So I got to learn what they say, take what beauties to add ashes to beauty, whatever it is. Y'all know Joyce Myers done made $1 million off of it. But we take the things that are going on with us and we make them beautiful. Okay. I came home and gnats are flying everywhere. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, we make them beautiful. Okay. Because that does not stop. And all of that, we have the tools within us to do. We have it. So I was selfish today in this meal prep Monday. It wasn't, all about how I'm feeling. But I do believe by faith that someone will be encouraged, that if you're going through something, you're feeling some kind of way, that you'll be intentional to keep getting up. You'll be intentional to know that this journey isn't here to break you. All right. We stretched. We're being stretched. But when we learn to steward ourselves well, we can steward everything that comes with us. Okay. We got to stop compartmentalizing us. We are a being. We are one. Okay. So focus on you. So stay focused, stay humble, stay positive, be intentional on being relational because it's who you really are. Love those that you love. Love your enemies. Anyone who's come through your life, it's a purpose and it's a reason. You can love them from afar, but you should hold no bitterness, no resentment, nothing in your heart. You should definitely not have any unforgiveness because unforgiveness won't enter in. I didn't say it. God did. See, that's why we got to learn our creator. We got to learn us so that when we're feeling these things, we learn how to keep them in the right place. All right. We learn how to control ourselves in situations. And then we know how to walk out love, be it if it's from distance, whatever, but it has to be in peace. You must have peace within yourself. You must have unforgiveness, all of that. It has to be in you for you to be the best version of you. And just know that you're relevant, you're necessary, and you're needed. No one can do you better than you can. Period. So, is it 10:30? 10:27. I give you 3 minutes of your time back. Unless there's anything anybody want to say, we'll end the call. I can't see you, but if you unmute yourself, I can hear you. And if it be none.
Thank you for the reminders.
Praise God. Sorry, that's Cairo. I heard feet. But be encouraged. No matter what's going on, your glass is always half full. It's never half empty. Give yourself the space to go through what you need to go through. For me and my family, for us, for the Joneses, the Bates, and the Johnsons, it goes along everywhere because losing Tyrone was like losing my uncle all over again. So it's all of us. But be willing to give yourself what you need, the space to grieve. Actually, grieve. Be willing to allow yourself to grieve because anything you lose, it doesn't have to be natural. You can lose a friendship. You can lose a position. There are still those feelings and emotions that you have to go through a process of. All right. So we got to stop feeling guilty or not allowing ourselves to go through the processes that we need to go through while we're on this journey. Because all it do is it just hem us up. It just puts us where we have to then go and unravel things and it does a disservice to yourself. Everything that we go through, there's a process that we still have to deal with emotionally or naturally. So allow yourself to do it. All right. So again, I am Nicole D. Jones, and I want you to continue to have a fantabulous rest of the day. Smooches.